Hey good people, it is Tishira from Politics and Fashion here today with a video where I am going to share with you the truth about why I think YouTube is a more important platform to be on and be active on than Instagram. If you want to hear those truths and why it is important for you as a solopreneur, just keep watching. Now, today's video is in partnership with my friends over at BetterHelp. If you do not know who they are, it is a platform to receive mental health services from a mental health professional. They have both individual licensed therapists on the platform as well as group sessions that you can jump into. The great part about them is that to use the app or the website is incredibly intuitive. All you have to do is log in and you answer a very brief questionnaire. It is not too burdensome, and you are matched with a licensed therapist. Mental health is such an important component of my health, and I have really dug deep with my therapist around, honestly, some struggles that I've had as a business owner. When you are a solopreneur, a one-person individual business, you don't always have someone to kind of hype you up and to thought partner with to help you to get out of those dark days when you might be feeling like an imposter, for example. It is my therapist through BetterHelp that has helped me tremendously, especially as I work to bring down the stress and to prioritize my workload. One of the best parts about BetterHelp is that you can pay on a sliding scale, and that is so important for me as a solopreneur because I understand what it's like for many of us to be struggling with health bills and paying high insurance premiums. If we have health insurance at all, cost is not a barrier because you can pay what you can afford at BetterHelp. All you have to do is hop down to the description box, click on my BetterHelp link, and get the mental health services that you deserve. Now let's jump into the video. Now, I use the term solopreneur because I am a one-person business that does not have any employees. I am the only person that works for Politics and Fashion LLC. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't have various contractors with whom I work. I have had, for example, admin support in the past. I currently work with an editor on many of my videos. Those individuals, ironically, are also solopreneurs. But it's this idea that you can run a business and file your taxes, for example, just as an individual. Many consultants are solopreneurs. Many content creators or influencers technically are solopreneurs. Do you see where I'm headed? These are people who do not have brick and mortar locations. They're also called digital nomads. And really, we fit into the gig economy. This idea that you can work for yourself and kind of peel away from that baby boomer economic structure that has been part of the world for a very, very long time, or the U.S. economy for a very, very long time. We found a way to work for ourselves and to earn a living, hence solopreneurs. And your solopreneurship can look like selling goods. It can look like selling your time by way of services like I do, for example. It can look like consulting or contracting with a larger company. It takes on various different hues. And what I know is from a marketing perspective, I have found YouTube to be the most important way to get my message out and the most advantageous. And I want to tell you those truths today because I don't feel like enough people are talking about it. We have been indoctrinated into this idea that social media, specifically Instagram, is the best way to build an online buzz about what we do, or to be our individual business if you are a content creator. And I just want to take a moment to push back against that today. In previous videos, I've had this conversation with you all, but I've never isolated it like I am doing today because YouTube has been good to me. And I love this platform, which is why earlier this year, I chose to consciously pull back from Instagram and pour myself more deeply here. So if you all notice, for the most part, I've had 2 videos a week, sometimes more here. I really have ramped up my production because I find YouTube to be great partners and great partners that pay well. And that's where I want to get started. The first truth is that, in my opinion, there's more money to be made on YouTube. According to my research, as a matter of fact, the majority of content creators who are earning at least $200,000 a year or more are coming from YouTube. Now, there are more people who are earning on TikTok, but more high earners at that marker of 200,000 and more are coming from this platform. Yes, ma'am. Okay. And I can attest to that for sure. Anecdotally, for me, I'm definitely trending towards that as we round out the first quarter of the year. And a huge component of that, you all, is because YouTube is a monetized platform. First of all, YouTube is a search engine. Turn to your neighbor, it's a search engine, unlike Instagram. So they're going to YouTube or to Google and they're typing in how to make the best potato salad, for example. And your videos are coming up, whether it be on the Google side that is now showing YouTube videos as the answers to certain search inquiries, or here within this platform. And once you show YouTube that you are a serious creator by way of the amount of videos you have produced or the amount of watch time that you have, I'll put on the screen what the current requirements are, you begin to monetize. Monetization is huge because it can be a great way to add to your income as a solopreneur on top of being able to work with brands and to market your goods and to market your services. So if I have no money coming in from any other bucket of income, I know that YouTube is going to cut me a check every single month from Google AdSense just because I am creating videos on this platform. Now, I've already discussed how to grow on YouTube in another video. I won't go there, but what I can say, if you are creating content that is answering a need, your videos are going to track well, and trust me, you will be on a path towards monetization. I created a video a week for about, I think, 8 months. Don't quote me. I know I mentioned it in a previous video before that was unlocked to me. And that was back in, I believe, 2021, because I quit my job at Saint Laurent in December 2020. In that January, I got more serious about YouTube, teaching myself how to edit, etc. And by that fall, I was monetized. Now, for a channel my size with the watch time that I currently have, I might make anywhere between $2,000 to $4,000 a month just from YouTube. And on top of that, of course, are my brand partnerships. And that is why I say, for me, this platform is much better than Instagram, because Instagram pays you nothing. Zip Zero sends you with De Niro. Honey, it's Mark Zuckerberg might buy your crisp, but that's about it. He ain't even gonna buy you that, girl. You can't even get a flaming hot Cheetos from Mark Zuckerberg. I am really aghast that people are still pouring so much into that platform and getting so little out of it. Are there people that are making the bag on Instagram? Absolutely. But know this, that is not coming from Instagram. It is not, y'all. That is coming from their brand partnerships. At the height of Instagram deciding to start monetizing Reels, I think it started right around maybe the pandemic. They brought it forward, they got rid of it, they brought it back, they got rid of it. I made $133 1 month. That was at the height. Since that time, I have Reels that have over 1 million views. Here at Politics and Fashion, on this side of my solopreneurship, as well as my podcast that I co-host with my best friend, we have content that has gone viral. Have not made more than $20 from Instagram, which is astonishing for me, knowing what that would look like if that was true here on this platform. And so once again, even if you do not seek to be a YouTuber, whatever your solopreneurship is, I guarantee you, if you're thinking about marketing your services or your products on Instagram, there is a lane for you on YouTube that I think is better, because if you grow your audience like you have the opportunity to do, you're creating the content on Instagram, why not also create it here? If you grow, you will receive a check. And I also think that many people shy away from the camera when, at this stage of the game, no one is growing on Instagram without creating video content. So if you're going to create video content there, why not create it here? Now I'm going to jump kind of deeper into this idea about streams of income, even if you were not a professional creative like I am, who creates content on multiple platforms, because YouTube converts higher. YouTube, for me, anecdotally, YouTube is the highest converting platform that I have. Meaning, when I am putting in front of my audience a recommended product, when I am putting in front of them an ebook, when I am putting in front of them a live event, if I am asking or seeking for an action to occur, joining my newsletter, for example, making a donation or a contribution, for example, done all these things, people are more likely to do that here than on Instagram. And there's some psychology behind it, I know, but there's something about conversion in the description box here, and now that you have that shop tag as well on the bottom of the screen, that makes it a lot easier than people having to leave the app over on social media. TikTok and Instagram, for example, these apps are created to be addictive. Let me know if you've ever gone to search for somebody's name for their platform and got sucked into your explore page or your For You page. Especially on Instagram. I mean, that's why they have all of that content there that they think that you want to see with the search engine up top. So you can't even get there without being like, oh, what's this? Oh, her hair cute. Oh, I like her lashes. Let me see. Oh, Bali, I need to go there. It's directly marketing to you. So before you know it, you spent 15 minutes on this and you just went there to do one thing. All right. So it sucks you into the degree that it is very difficult for our minds to transition from it to go and do the thing that we are being asked to do. I think the exception to that rule, honestly, is stories and the link in stories. But there are so many people who do not watch stories, y'all. That's just not what they're interested in, to be quite honest. And so you have to repeatedly put content in front of people on a social media platform, specifically Instagram here. I'm not as well versed on TikTok, so let me be specific. You have to so consistently put information in front of your audience to get them to convert. And what I have found is that same link, that same product, that same service will convert almost immediately on YouTube versus on Instagram. So this might be your source of passive income, for example, while you work to grow your audience. But just know that as far as conversion is concerned, this for me has been the best platform for sure. Then number 3, I find that YouTube is a great springboard for other opportunities versus Instagram. I can give you very specifically opportunities that have come from me from YouTube. Number 1 is my time on Access Hollywood as a style expert. I mean, I was on a syndicated television program not once but twice in Los Angeles because a producer for the show found me here on YouTube. I think if you have any aspiration, or even if you don't, but you know what the opportunity of being on television will bring to you, if you have any aspiration of that or you see the value of that, being on YouTube is critical because being on camera obviously translates, whether it's this camera that I'm using right now, this Nikon Z30, or it's in an actual studio. This is practice for the big leagues, sis. Okay. So that's number 1. Number 2, I was recently listed by Essence as a D-influencer. I mentioned that in a previous video. It is a title and an honor that I definitely appreciate by Essence nonetheless. Who doesn't love Essence? Okay, as a black woman for sure. And they found me and mentioned and linked my no-buy video that I posted here. Much of the content that I create, you all, as far as the tips and stuff are concerned, even the outfit inspiration, could live singularly on Instagram. Very, very easy for me. I think it makes sense generationally. I'm much more of an Instagram girly at my age than a TikTok person. It doesn't mean that there are not people my age and older who are thriving on TikTok, but what comes intuitive for me is Instagram. So much of my content could actually be there in shorter form content, and I've decided consciously to put it here. Essence did not come from me from Instagram. They came from me from here. And I think that is very, very important to note. The podcast Justice, if you've not tuned into it, make sure you do. I will have it linked down below. You will absolutely love it. My best friend and I are two reformed attorneys who are talking about life, love, social justice, and self-care at a big age. And we were recently mentioned by XO Nicole, a platform that I have loved since this was Nicole Bitchy many years ago, okay? By XO Nicole, a platform that has over 700,000 followers on Instagram, ironically, as a podcast to watch. I would find it hard to believe that she found us on Instagram. What I think is someone who helps to run that page likely found our video cast here on YouTube, because the numbers have been amazing lately. We don't have a whole host of subscribers yet. I mean, you can help with that, so feel free to jump down and subscribe. But our watch time is through the roof, especially for a podcast our size. So that lets us know that our reach is massive. And I would argue that more opportunities than we can imagine are coming our way because our podcast has a YouTube presence. And I'll be remiss if I didn't mention that if you just Google my name, my YouTube videos come up. Probably before my website, actually. That's just how Google works, being that it is the parent company of YouTube. And my next truth is that YouTube, in my opinion, is much easier to grow. I have experienced this personally. Some of what I've shared with you all today may be more research-based. Some of it is more advice and anecdotally based. This falls into the latter category, okay? I don't know what the science or the research is around this for everyone else. But for me, the number of YouTube subscribers that I have and the amount of time that I've been able to gain them versus Instagram subscribers. Now, I have more. Just hit 100K over on IG and on the road to 100K here. I'm about at 62,000 at the time of me filming this. But it took me much longer to get here to this number over on IG. And I believe that is because YouTube has every interest in pushing your content out to folks. Every interest, right? It is a search engine optimized platform. It is a search engine. So if you are making videos that are SEO friendly, and you ain't got to guess about this, y'all. Once you get access to YouTube Creator Studio, there is a research tab that tells you what people are searching for and tells you what content gaps there are. I either hint sis, create content around this thing we think is related to your audience. You know, if you just talk about this, we have every interest of pushing it out because people want to know this thing. Or you can type in a topic that you were thinking about talking about on YouTube, and the platform or Creative Studio will tell you where it would rank among your audience. So there are tools that are within the platform to actually help you grow. Can we say that about Instagram? No, we cannot. And if you don't have access to Creator Studio early on, no worries, friend. There are third-party applications like vidIQ that I have used before that serve a very similar purpose, where they help to guide you in how you title your videos and also how you think about topics that are going to trend among a key audience. So if you are creating content that fits within that niche, that is SEO friendly, and if you do your research to find out what that looks like, just pour a little bit of time in it. Trust me, it is going to pay off for sure, because that has been the secret to how my platform has grown much quicker here than on Instagram. And that gets me to my last truth, y'all, which is that Instagram seems to be a very pay-to-play model for me, which makes sense because it's definitely true for Facebook. Facebook ads rule the world. And being that Meta is the parent company for both, and the fact that you can boost content over on Instagram, I think is a signal that what the app really wants for folks to do is to pay to boost posts. And if you have the budget to do that, and I think as a business, especially if you are seeking to grow a product-based business, I completely understand that. I think that there is some value to that. I don't have the expertise in telling you how to do it, but arguably I could be convinced that there is some value to that, for sure. But if you don't have the budget, or you're not interested in playing that game, again, see the previous truth. I believe that YouTube is much more transparent in how to grow. Being paid to play restricts who is going to see your content. There's only a very small percentage of your audience that's ever going to see what you post. Very, very small. And it was not always like that. It used to be back in the day, you would log onto Instagram and the same number of people who were following you or the same number of people who had the potential of seeing your content. These days, it is not true. Between the ads that are being put in front of us and what the algorithm thinks we want to see, nothing is in chronological order any longer. I've had people call me and my family and say, I didn't know you was in such place. And I'll be like, girl, I posted that 3 days ago, 4 days ago. Oh, I just saw it today. Exactly. Because they are in control of your content. Versus on YouTube, if you are subscribed, you're going to see my content. You are going to see every single person that you are subscribed to. And so in many ways, unless you fit into a very narrow category, typically around European set standards of beauty, and I am quite far away from those, as a fashion content creator especially, I think it can be hard to grow because the algorithm actually is actively working against us, okay? And I want you to keep that in mind. I am not attempting to be fatalistic. I will always have some YouTube presence, but I am not comfortable with the lack of control that I have over my content. I am not comfortable with feeling like I am a cog on a wheel. I am not comfortable with feeling like I do not have a partner. And that is what YouTube feels like versus Instagram. I hope this video has been helpful for folks who are interested in either starting a brand or to amplify their brand. Leave me any questions you have down below. Y'all, I read every single comment, okay? So let me know if there's something that kind of struck a chord with you that you want me to dig deeper into. I'll be more than happy to do so. Also, we have entrepreneur conversations all the time in my private community, and I would love for you to join us. In the meantime, y'all, be well, and I will see you across the internet. Peace.